You and your best friend been besties since y'all was 7 years old. You know everything about her. She know everything about you. Y'all even went to the same college, and now y'all 21 entering into y'all senior year. And y'all both ready because y'all start your internships in August. So for the whole entire summer, y'all just been living y'all best life. Now you do have a boyfriend, but he's in another state at his college, and he still have a year of college left too. So he had came down for a couple of weeks, but then he had to get back because he had did a session over the summer. So he left the weekend before the 4th, and you have been having a kind of stink attitude since he left. I mean, you are gonna miss your man. So she called and invited you to this 4th of July yacht party on the beach. And at first you was like, but then you was like, yeah, I'ma go. So you meet her there. The burgers and hot dogs already on the grill, and the drinks start flowing. So you just join right in. So she's like, man, I'm so happy you came. Blah blah, we gonna have so much fun. I know you miss your man, but put him to the back burner tonight. Let's have fun. So y'all stayed on land for about an hour, then y'all got on the yacht and pulled out. Now y'all having so much fun. And as the sun began to set, you just looking at how cool Mother Nature is. So at this point, y'all good ways away from the beach. And now it's finally completely dark, so it's time for y'all to pop y'all fireworks. And it was in that moment that you got the urge to call your boyfriend. So when you call him, he was like, aren't you supposed to be on the yacht having fun? You say, yeah, but I miss you. You want to hit some fireworks? So he was like, yeah. So you went walk away from the crowd, like kind of isolated by yourself. Your best friend walk up to you and she's like, what you doing? You say, oh, I ended up calling my man. I missed him and he wants to hit a firecracker. So she was like, oh my God. So she snatched your phone out your hand in the call. Then she handed you your phone back. So you was like, what did you do that for? Now I gotta call him back. So as you scrolling to his number, she said, you act like you can't breathe without that ninja. You say, maybe I can. She said, well, let's see. And push you overboard and into the middle of the road.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. All right guys, so today we're gonna be doing some TikTok stories. So grab your popcorn, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And we're gonna be listening to some of these stories because I feel like a lot of these stories were just crazy. You know, like I feel like a friendship betrayal sometimes feel worse than a breakup. Like you're over here mourning, and I can honestly say that, you know, I did have a friend that, you know, we just stopped talking, and it was just over something so stupid too. And we actually rekindled. You know, that friendship wasn't meant to go away, but I've had friendships that Jesus himself wanted me to disconnect from them people. And, you know, my life did turn around because they were very toxic towards me with a lot of negativity. But some of these stories is just very, very shocking to me. And I just, you know, I'm just like, wow, you know, just letting you all know out there, y'all not alone, because this is really happening every day. So I'm not going to be interrupting any of the stories. We're going to watch it together and let's have a conversation. All right, guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Let's watch these stories together.
Let me tell y'all how I just lost like $3,000 and my entire friend group. So I am turning 30 October 19th, and I had planned to do a trip in Houston. Back in June, I sent out custom invitations to everybody, like video invitations. It was super cute, inviting them to my rodeo right in Houston. And I basically told everybody, like, I am having some things planned, but I plan to pay for the Airbnb, like as just a courtesy. Like, to me, I just felt like that's the least I can do. Since you guys are gonna come on my birthday trip, I'll pay for the Airbnb, and then we'll have some other things planned, and you'll just have to pay for those things and bring your spending money. So I sent out this invitation. That was probably like the end of June. I gave everybody a deadline to RSVP by, because the amount of people who RSVP'd was how large of an Airbnb I was going to inquire, right? So I sent this out. A couple people come back to me and they're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. Dates, times, whatever, it doesn't work. So I said, okay. So in turn, about 16 people decided that they were RSVPing and that they would be able to make the trip. So I go ahead and I book an Airbnb. It's beautiful. It's got a beautiful backyard, hot tub, enough rooms and bathrooms for everybody to be comfortable and spread out. Like, it's a really nice Airbnb. Altogether, it cost me about $4,800, almost $49, because it was like $4,880, so $4,900. So I booked that, right? Literally, like maybe a week after I booked the Airbnb, 2 people fall off. Oh, we can't make it because we gotta work. So I'm like, okay, whatever, continue on. Another thing that I sent them along with the invitation was cost and expenses, and just like an itinerary for the rest of the trip. So I asked for $250 for additional expenses, because I was going to stock like the Airbnb with food, you know, like other things, like just to make sure that we had what we needed. And then, we were going to, the first day I was planning to do a pajama jam. So everybody was going to wear luxury pajamas. I hired a caterer. That was $1,100. I hired a decorator. That was $600, but I only paid the deposit because the remaining balance wasn't due until a week before um, the actual event. I bought a custom cake. That was, well, I put a deposit down on a custom cake. That was $75. And then we were going to do ATVs one day. That deposit was $50. So I had asked for $250 from everybody by September 1st. And out of the 16 people who had RSVP'd to come, I probably only got payment from like 4 people. So that was at the beginning of September. I still was kind of following up with a few folks, like, are you still planning to go? Like, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, we're going, da, 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 da. Then all of a sudden, people just started falling off left, right, left, right. Over the past weekend, well, no. People started falling off like left and right, and it was various reasons why they were falling off. Oh, I gotta work. I don't have no sitter for my kids. I'm not drinking, and this seems like it's gonna be a party, and that's just gonna trigger me. Like, just variations of why, basically just excuses in my head, of why they couldn't make it. So then this past weekend, my best friend texted me and was like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it because I don't have a sitter for the kids. And at that point, I was just over it. Like, I was just completely over the entire event. So last night, I just went ahead and canceled the entire trip. And I was only able to get $2,800 from the $3,900 that I paid for the Airbnb. I was only able to get $2,800 of that back. I was only able to get $900 back from the caterer. I couldn't get any of my deposits back from the ATVs, the cake, or the decorator. And then some people, I did also need to refund them their $250, and I also needed to give money back to people who had already paid for their flight and they were not able to exchange it. So all in all, I'm probably out a little over $3,000. And I have just come to the realization that I don't have the friends that I think that I have. And because of that, I've decided that I think I'm going to go no contact with them, because I just don't feel like I'm being fed. And this is not the first time that something like this has transpired. Last year for my birthday, my husband had planned a surprise birthday dinner. Nobody came. And then for my bachelorette party, like, it just felt very thrown together. Like, there was no effort. There was so much fighting, and we can't do this. And it was just so many restrictions. And I am always the type of friend that, like, I'm gonna come to your stuff. If you have a birthday trip, if you have a dinner, whatever, you're having a Christmas party, you got a housewarming, like, I am one of those very supportive friends. If I can make it, I will be there. And that's just who I am. That's just my personality. But I think that I'm at the point in my life where I'm just kind of like, why am I in these friendships when I can't be celebrated the way that I feel I deserve to be celebrated? I have to be celebrated on your terms and how you want to do things. But when it comes to you, like, I'm always there. So I just feel like it's not, these friendships and these relationships are no longer serving me. So I am going to be one of those people that will cut you off for their birthday. And that's just what it is. And when I say cut you off, I mean, like, I have no desire to go for drinks or talk on the phone or do dinner or celebrate your birthday like, I have no desire to do any of those things. That's just, it's unnecessary for me, especially because I have my siblings. They're always a guaranteed. My husband is definitely a guaranteed. He's going to do whatever it is that I want to do. And I'm kind of over it. So what I did end up doing was I was able to change my flights to Houston. So me and my husband are now going to go to St. Thomas, just me and him. And I was able to book us a Airbnb in St. Thomas. So that'll be what we end up doing for the dates that I've already taken the time off, and so that I don't lose the money that I spent on going on the flights to Houston. And if I do decide that, like, I want to have friends again at some point, it's definitely going to be a very different dynamic and very different friendships, because at this point, like, I'm just really over it. So
The crazy things that my pick-me ex-best friend used to do to try to embarrass me in front of guys. One time we were at a party, and when it got dead quiet, she goes, "Are you wearing my shirt?" And then she goes, "Oh, never mind, it would never fit you." One time she posted a picture of us to her Instagram story where my eyes were closed and like I obviously didn't look good, and made the caption, "Please excuse Tabitha's face." One time she spent the night in my dorm, and the next morning we were all supposed to eat breakfast with a big group of people, and in the group was this guy that she liked, and she was convinced that I also liked him, even though I made it clear that I absolutely did not. So she literally just did not wake me up for breakfast, but then she herself went. And I later found out that she told everyone that I was too hungover to go. The time I made the mistake of bringing her around a guy I liked, she literally told him, "Yeah, I'm surprised Tabitha is like bringing you around because she went on a lot of dates last week." Which I hadn't even done that, but even if I did, what the fuck? One time I asked her to zip up the back of my dress and she accidentally broke the zipper off, so then I had to go home and change into a completely new outfit. She thought thrifting was the most like disgusting thing that someone could ever do, and she was always like, "I would never go thrifting and wear someone else's clothes, that's so nasty." And one time when we were in a big group and it was dead quiet once again, she took the opportunity, she goes, "I love your outfit, is it from Goodwill?" I think she was like trying to be sarcastic, or for whatever reason trying to embarrass me for thrifting. I said, "Yeah, it is actually, isn't it so cute?" And she started hysterically laughing and was like looking around to see if anyone else was laughing, and no one else was, of course. And then she goes, "Sorry, it's just so funny to me that you wear other people's pre-owned clothes." And then followed it up with, "Is that not awkward?" To this day, I'm still trying to figure out how that would be awkward. And this one was my last straw. This wasn't to embarrass me, but I have never been more shocked by the words that came out of someone's mouth. One time we were with a group of guys and she was trying to impress them, and she literally said that she does not believe women should have voting rights. And I was like, "So you don't think you should be able to vote?" And she was like, "Well, I should be able to, but the women that can't pass a competency test shouldn't be able to." And I was like, "Can you even pass one?" Get ready with me as I tell you about all of the crazy things.
So imagine coming to the store with your homegirl in your car. You know how somebody get in the car with you, so I'm like, okay, boom, I'm finna go look for a PC for my son. So she's like, all right, I want to get out the house. There's some Christmas shopping I want to do too. Come on. So I'm like, all right, bet. She meet me at my house, we jump in my car. We done made it to Best Buy. I done been in Best Buy for an hour. She said she had to go to the bathroom. I'm walking around looking for stuff. I noticed like, okay, well, when she come back, the store ain't but so big. So ain't but so big. I call her because I'm kind of like, they don't got the one I need. Where you at? She like, oh, I had put off in your car real quick to go see my boo, but he was right up the street. I'll be back. Bruh, I'm so irritated right now because what do you mean? Like, so you said you had to go back to the bathroom to link up with a man in my car and left me at the store? Don't ask me why I don't got no homegirls. Don't ask me why I just stay to myself, because this is pointless. I done been in this store for an hour. At first I was calling her, she want to pick up the phone. She finally picked up. Oh, I'm on my way back up though. Girl, what?